Starting off this list, we got number 10, DaBaby. Rapper DaBaby has been going through a cancellation after he made some homophobic comments while performing. While he was on stage, the rapper said in part, quote, "If you didn't show up today with HIV/AIDS, any of them deadly STDs, that'll make you die in 2 or 3 weeks, put your cell phone light up." Adding that ladies can put their cell phone lights up if their privates, quote, "smell like water." Going on to make derogatory comments about men hooking up in the parking lot. After those comments were made, the rapper faced backlash from fellow performers as well as fans. The rapper was supposed to be headlining the final day of Lollapalooza, but after the comments, the festival dropped him, along with a number of other festivals since then. DaBaby has made countless statements, seemingly apologies, since the incident, but none have felt very sincere, so his career has taken a big hit. And at number 9, Khloe Kardashian. Khloe broke the internet when it was revealed that an unedited photo of her was going viral online. Even worse, after the photo started to gain traction, Khloe got lawyers involved and hired an entire team to scour the internet to remove the photo. But obviously you can't stop the internet from spreading things around, and the harder that Khloe tried to remove the photo, the bigger the story got. The photo in question shows Khloe in a bikini by a pool without any makeup or airbrushing. After the story got too big to ignore, Khloe's camp released a statement saying, quote, "The color-edited photo was taken of Khloe during a private family gathering and posted to social media without permission by mistake by an assistant." However, we learned later that her grandma MJ is actually the one that posted the photo, so that makes everything just even more sad. And at number 8, Jamie Lynn Spears. Jamie Lynn Spears has been getting dragged online recently, with Britney's fans attacking her. After Britney recently made a lot of negative comments about her family, even specifically calling out Jamie Lynn in some of them, it's clear Britney despises her entire family, including her younger sister. After Jamie Lynn started getting hate, she responded, quote, "Maybe I didn't support her the way the public would like me to with a hashtag on a public platform, but I can assure you that I've supported my sister long before there was a hashtag, and I'll support her long after." But Britney has been clapping back. In one caption, Britney wrote, quote, "I don't like that my sister showed up at an awards show and performed my songs to remixes. My so-called support system hurt me deeply. This conservatorship killed my dreams." Jamie Lynn recently posted a video of herself crying to her Instagram. In the audio, you can hear her 3-year-old daughter comforting her, which has been called very cringy because it kind of is. And at number 7, Sia. Sia's first directorial debut, Music, might have ruined her entire movie career. The movie was released in February of 2021, and even before its release, it was already getting widespread criticism. The film is about an autistic girl who was brought under the care of her half-sister after the passing of their mother. Originally, it faced backlash for casting Maddie Ziegler to play music in the film when she was not autistic. But after its release, it was criticized for not accurately portraying those on the autism spectrum, as well as showing harmful and dangerous restraint methods in the film that were widely condemned by those in the community. In response to all the outrage, Sia ended up deactivating her social media accounts. And at number 6, Kanye West. Kanye West has been hyping up the release of his latest album called Donda, and all of his fans were incredibly excited for new music. But that excitement has faded now that Kanye has delayed the album 2 weeks in a row. Kanye keeps having listening parties for the album to announce the release, but before he does, he decides to delay it another week to perfect it. Kanye's even went so far as to live in Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium while he's working on it. He now says he refuses to leave until the album is complete, and since has posted a photo of his new digs on Instagram, it seems that he's sticking by his word. Kanye now claims the album will be released this Friday, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Halfway number 5, Reese Witherspoon. This one is potentially a fail depending on how you look at it. Reese Witherspoon started her production company Hello Sunshine so that women's voices and stories could be heard in the media, and her production company has had great success, churning out successful projects like Big Little Lies, The Morning Show, and Little Fires Everywhere. However, Reese recently announced that she sold Hello Sunshine for upwards of $900 million to another media company, which got tons of backlash, especially after it was revealed that the people running this new media company are 2 men, who are also backed by the Blackstone Group, which is definitely against the mission of the company, which was to elevate women's voices and have women dictate how they are portrayed in the media. And at number 4, Courtney Love. Courtney Love decided to go after music's new it girl, Olivia Rodrigo, and Courtney definitely embarrassed herself in the process. After Olivia posted some photos to promote her Sour Prom, Kourtney felt the photos were very similar to her band Hole's album cover and made sure Olivia knew. Kourtney shared a side-by-side of Olivia's photo and the album cover with the caption, quote, "Spot the difference, #twinning." Rodrigo responded in the comments, quote, "Love you and lived through this so much." But I guess Olivia didn't seem to get the memo, so Love added, quote, "Olivia, you're welcome. My favorite florist is in Notting Hill, London. DM me for deets. I look forward to reading your note." Essentially saying that Kourtney was looking for some sort of apology. Kourtney responded to some other comments on the photo saying that she's not mad, but it was just in bad taste and rude of Olivia. I think someone needs to tell Kourtney that she doesn't own the prom girl aesthetic, especially since the movie Carrie basically did it first. At least I think so. And at number 3, Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas is always getting in drama, but usually their loyal fans never waver in support. However, after Trisha's most recent feud with Ethan Klein, it seems the internet has turned on them. To make things worse, Trisha recently revealed that they were going on Keemstar's podcast called Mom's Basement. This was a big no-no to fans of H3 Productions because Ethan and Keemstar are sworn enemies. After it was revealed that Trish was collabing with Ethan's enemy, the internet had a lot to say. In the replies of the announcement tweet, people are calling her out for betraying Ethan and his crew. Many even pointed out the strain this could have on her fiancé Moses' family because he is related to Ethan. Ethan even responded himself, tweeting, quote, "I'm not even gonna front or try and be funny, this just really makes me sad." And at number 2, Chrissy Teigen. If you guys remember, Chrissy Teigen went through a massive cancellation after it was revealed that she bullied multiple other celebrities over the years, even coming after children at some points. All of her unearthed tweets were incredibly disgusting and made the entire internet turn on her. Chrissy decided to leave the internet for an undisclosed amount of time to reflect on her words and actions. But the time that she decided to take away only turned out to be a measly 23 days. She couldn't even pretend that she was actually going to change her ways and work on herself. Her return to the internet was not taken well, and many of her fans have stopped supporting her. And finally, at number 1, Jensen Karp. You might recall the infamous shrimp tails that were found in a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch covered in the cinnamon. The man who posted it to the internet, Jensen Karp, is a comedian and was a public figure already, but after the viral tweet, his fame exploded. People even learned he was once married to Topanga from Boy Meets World. After the internet exposed the alleged shrimp tails, the world was in a debate over whether or not the whole thing was real. But that quickly changed when multiple women came forward, showing that Jensen was a toxic and manipulative partner who is a known liar. Nobody knows what happened to the alleged shrimp tails, but his reputation took a huge hit. And at number 10, Erika Jayne and Tom Girardi. Erika Jayne and her husband Tom Girardi were beloved cast members of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, until Erika filed for divorce and everyone saw just how shady the two actually were. Tom was one of the most respected lawyers ever, until recently when it was exposed that he stole money from his clients. Even worse, his clients were victims of terrible crimes, so he was stealing from people that desperately needed the money. At this time, we don't know how involved Erika was with his scams, and we don't know if she knew money that they were using was stolen. However, it was reported that her own company, called EJ Global, got $20 million from Tom, and apparently this was dirty money. This could lead to a paper trail where it becomes clear that Erika was involved and used stolen money to fund her lavish life. And at number 9, Daniel Kaluuya. Daniel Kaluuya dropped jaws when he won the award for the Best Actor in a Supporting Role for Judas and the Black Messiah at the 2020 Oscars, but not in the way that he hoped. Obviously, after he won the award, he was ecstatic and was overwhelmed while giving his acceptance speech. But near the end of the speech, it kinda went off the rails, and he spoke about how everyone should be celebrating life, and the fact that we're all breathing and walking, calling it incredible. Then he added, quote, "My mom met my dad, they had sex, it's amazing." The best part was that at that point, the camera panned to his mother and sister, who looked shocked and horrified about what he just said. Thankfully, it was hilarious, but I'm sure he had some regrets after the fact. And at number 8, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. Ashton and Mila stirred up a huge debate when they went on the Armchair Expert podcast and revealed they don't wash their two kids, quote, unless they can see dirt on them. Ashton said, quote, "If you can see dirt on them, clean them. Otherwise, there's no point." Mila says this came from her childhood, where she didn't shower much because they were poor and she didn't always have hot water as a kid. So this then translated over to her adult life. Ashton says that he washes his quote armpits and crotch daily and nothing else ever. But after his revelation sparked a lot of backlash online, Kristen Bell came out in support of their stance. She revealed that her and Dax also do not wash their kids very much. Apparently they quote, are a big fan of waiting for the stink. I guess it's up for interpretation if their bathing habits are a fail or not. And at number 7, frenemies. Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas were classic frenemies. Their relationship started off with them hating one another, but over time they blossomed to be basically best friends. Their dynamic was so interesting to watch, they even created a podcast together called Frenemies. The podcast was extremely successful, but their friendship didn't last long, and it seemed that Trisha would quit the podcast every month. After the third time Trish quit, Ethan had enough and cut her from the podcast. Ethan is still doing the podcast, but now with his family instead, calling it Families. And at number 6, Lana Del Rey. Lana Del Rey was called out for being tone deaf after she responded to the lack of diversity on her album cover. It all started when she posted a photo of the album cover for Chemtrails Over the Country Club, alongside a caption describing it as beautiful music amid turmoil and upheaval. After the post, there were some comments calling out the lack of diversity on the album cover, as it shows Lana with many of her friends in a black and white photo. Lana responded in a lengthy comment. In part, she said that the people on the cover are her good friends, and many of them are people of color, adding that she's always been very inclusive. But things went south when she stated that, quote, my best friends are rappers, my boyfriends have been rappers. I guess equating being a rapper to not being white. These comments got tons of hate, accusing Lana of white fragility and being very tone deaf. Halfway number 5, Ace Family lawsuits. The Ace family is currently caught up in multiple lawsuits. Austin's boxing company, Social Gloves, was being sued for not paying fighters for their boxing event. Then a company that partnered with Social Gloves on the event, Live X Live, sued Austin for a whopping $100 million for defamation. This is most likely relating to Austin's earlier statement that the reason boxers were not being paid was because Live X Live was withholding the funds. To refresh you on the McBroom family's other lawsuits, Austin's company Ace Hat Productions is also getting sued, along with Catherine, Austin's wife, being sued by one of her former business partners over their beauty products. On top of all of this, apparently the couple is also being evicted from their $7 million mansion. Apparently they haven't been paying their mortgage either. And at number 4, Kendall Jenner. Kendall Jenner is looking very shady now that she's being sued by Italian fashion brand Lujo for not showing up to her photo shoots. In the lawsuit, it says that Kendall did not fulfill her contractual obligations to the company after she didn't attend a photo shoot last year. Kendall was supposed to be paid $1.5 million in exchange for 2 photo shoots with the brand, and she was already paid $1.35 million in 2020 after she attended the first shoot in 2019. But the second shoot in 2020 was pushed back due to the pandemic. In the suit, it claims that Kendall did not respond to, quote, urgent requests and communications on numerous occasions when the brand tried to reschedule the shoot. To make matters worse, the suit comes on the heels of the Keeping Up with the Kardashians reunion, where Kendall tried to refute the claims her modeling career was handed to her. And at number 3, Matt Damon. Matt Damon just had a case of instant regret. Basically, during an interview, he shared a story about how his daughter urged him to stop using the F slur as it's homophobic. Damon claims that he only used it as a joke and never in a harmful manner, but that his daughter's words resonated with him, so he decided to stop. But that instantly backfired, with people calling out the star for ever saying it in the first place. So then the actor tried to clear the air and clarify that he never actually said the F word in the first place, he only heard it back when he was a kid. Damon said, quote, I've never called anyone the F slur in my personal life, and this conversation with my daughter was not a personal awakening. I do not use slurs of any kind. But I don't really think anyone believes that's true. And at number 2, Demi Lovato and Tana Mongeau kiss. This is a fail depending on who you ask, but I personally thought it was pretty cringy. These two attended the premiere event for Paris Hilton's new Netflix show, Cooking with Paris. And while at the premiere, they decided to record a TikTok of them kissing, if you can even call it that. Because basically Tana just sticks her mouth in Demi's mouth. The caption on the video is, quote, how we are off camera 24/7. And the audio asks the question, quote, why does everyone think we hooked up? With the pair clearly joking around and making us think that they are hooking up. The comments under the video were pretty savage, with people telling Tana to quit dating Disney stars, as well as people calling Tana out for always putting her tongue in other people's mouths. Tana and Demi clearly had fun with all the attention, but I think we as a society need to stop giving people clout for just kissing videos like this. They are so annoying. And finally, number 1, Gabbie Hanna. Gabbie Hanna released a docu-series recently trying to address all the hate against her on the internet. But she managed to make things way worse for herself, specifically when she brought up the Escape the Night drama. In Gabbie's video, she tried to make it look like the creators of her series, Joy Graceffa and Danielle Preda, treated her horribly, but they ended up making response videos to prove that Gabbie was the real nightmare on set. One point of contention was about the food that Gabbie was served while on set. She apparently threw a fit over the fact that the crew did not give her food that met her dietary restrictions. However, Joey exposed that she didn't even bother to fill out the form for her meals beforehand, so they had no idea that she had these strict dietary restrictions. But they still personally brought her food to accommodate her, even though she never ended up eating it. Apparently, Gabbie also had a problem with her costume not fitting, but again, she didn't show up for the fittings. There were also shoot days where Gabbie refused to show up because she didn't like her call time, clearly proving who the real problem was.